Hello, and welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy, and this is episode 43 of Tea Tuesday. It's been a pretty busy week. I had lots to share this week with you, so let's go make our tea before we come back and spill the tea. All right, so for today's tea, we're going to use my little strawberry teapot that my friend Rachel from 2K Ketos gave me. So we're gonna have that. And then this is one of the newer tea cups that I got. This is a Royal Albert. This is from the new 100 Years collection. And this is 1940s. And this one is called Florence. So we're gonna go ahead and use that one. I thought the little flowers were similar, so that seemed like a good thing. What I want to try to find out is a more generic teapot. We'll see what I can come up with, so that it can match everything. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to have some Twinings French Vanilla Chai. I have not tried this one before. I picked this up in my groceries last week, so let's give it a shot. All right, so again, we are going to have that vanilla chai. It's a black tea. There's no sweetener in it. That's very good. The vanilla is very forward. There you can taste the chai. It's in the back. It's delicious. So I do like this one. I got it at our Publix, and I'm going to enjoy sipping on this for a little while. I have my little pot over there, so it'll be one big tea experience for me. I haven't had tea in a few days because I've been having a coffee experience because there's a little bit more caffeine in it for work. All right, so let's dive into how this week has gone for me. This week, there really wasn't any school. It was still break for the new year. So I'm so excited that the break happened, but also that it's almost over. I tried to get ahead on my schoolwork, and I did get a little ahead. I was hoping to have everything done by today, which is I'm filming on a Sunday. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. We had some busy days at work and things like that, but I'm still in a good place. I still can save myself a few days if I can get everything done by like Wednesday this week, which seems entirely doable, which will buy me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's 4 additional days. And if I can start immediately on week 7 and get that done probably by Wednesday of the following week, that will still buy me 4 additional days to do my paper, which is a huge, huge difference. But next week I do have to do a PowerPoint. So even if I got down to having just 2 or 3 additional days, that would also be pretty beneficial to me. So I'm excited to get back to school and get this class done. I have 3 weeks left in this first class, and then it's on to, I believe it's going to be stress and coping. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. I have a feeling that I will enjoy that. Actually, I will enjoy probably 8 of the 10 classes. 2 of them I'm not looking forward to. They're stats. Yeah, those will be my least favorite, but not bad after all. Well, I might not enjoy my capstone project because I don't know a lot about it, but I'll know more as I go on and advance with my program. But work is going really good. I am in week 7 of my new job, and training was just a couple weeks long for actual training. Sorry, I'm pouring more tea. And then, so I've been on my own for about a month now. And this past week, and leading into week 7 has been the point where I've kind of feel like everything totally makes sense, and I've got the most of the stuff down, which is good. So I've just took I've just taken it all in and I've absorbed it and I've applied it. And I feel like I have to ask very little questions. There's, of course, we're always going to have to ask questions because there's always situations that there's nothing written for and things like that. But I do enjoy it. Now, the fun thing is that we use a program that is ancient. And we have to start training. And it's the one I learned on. And we start training on Tuesday to learn the new program. So I'm hoping that they're similar enough that it'll make sense and I won't have to really get lost in the sauce again. But it is what it is. Yeah, I think Ronnie, the other girl that just started a few weeks after me, she's in a better position because I think she still hasn't like solidified everything. And I have started to solidify how to use this program and learn some tips and tricks with it. So we'll see. But the good thing is we're all going to be in the same boat. So yeah, work, school, good, done. Health psychology goals and things like that. So I'm super excited because I mentioned last week that I was going to potentially have a client. I do have a client. So this has kind of led me on a path of research and discovery, which seems to be my whole, it just needs to happen. It's just who I am anyway. I'm a researcher. I like to discover things. I like to set myself on new paths and build myself to grow personally and professionally as much as possible. So because I got super excited about having a coaching client, I have delved into the world of coaching, which I am going to be, let me grab a book. We'll talk more about the book later, but I grabbed a book about coaching. I do have my bachelor's degree. I'm working on my master's and I have personal experience. So I do feel like I am equipped to handle a client, but it has led to the desire to do things properly, like thinking about what type of documentation that I want to keep. What kind of things do I want to create? So last night I was on Etsy and I was looking for health coach documents and graphics and all that kind of stuff. And I found some stuff, some templates. So I did give those a try. And those are very helpful because it gives me the basic outline, but gives me ideas on how they wrote things. And then I can take their ideas and put my ideas into words and with similar spaces. And it just kind of like, I can take the information that they've given me, toss it out, but plug my information in. So I am working on coaching documents and worksheets and workbooks and all that kind of thing. I know how I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it page to my website, things like that. I don't know when I'm going to add it, but I have made the goal that by the end of 2025, I want to be in the position that I can take on a few coaching clients. Because at that point, I'll have most of my degree done, my master's degree done anyway. And like I said, a lot of coaching is just based on like experience and understanding and compassion and active listening skills and all those things. So I do feel equipped, like I could do it now. The only thing that stops me from doing it now, other than the one that I've taken on, is my time crunch. Because school is such a priority. And so I want to wait until I have more school done and I know how I can fit that in and I have some better ideas on what to do. But in the meantime, 2025 is turning out to be a year of pursuing goals and transformation. So those are kind of like my words. Normally I do one, but those two are both sticking around. The pursuit of goals, because I have lots of them, not just with school or just reforming my own health or my future career as being a health coach, but I have lots of them. So this is going to be the year where I'm just going to attack all those goals and I'm going to work diligently towards them. And it goes hand in hand with the word transformation, because as I'm working toward those goals, I am transforming myself, my lifestyle, my health, all those things. So those are going double for me. So I'm super excited about it though. So because I am working on personal growth, as well as professional growth. I have picked up some books that we'll talk about more. And I've set the goal that I am going to, once a month, I'm going to get some sort of book that aligns with health psychology or health and wellness coaching, or just like personal growth and like motivational interviewing, whatever, like some sort of skill set that I can attack and I can learn more about and I can absorb and apply. And doing one a month seems reasonable. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I am looking forward to that. But I'm tired today. I was up late last night playing on the computer, getting stuff done. I was very productive, but I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted to. And it's my only day off. Like my days off, it's not my only day off this week. I have 2 days off, but I have Sunday and then I have next Saturday. So I have 1 day off and then I have to work 5 days and then I have 1 day off and then I have to work 5 days and then I have 2 days off. So it works out. It's not awful, but it just means that I have to be well prepared and planning for the next couple weeks because they are going to be a lot. And it's been nice to take a break from school and have less stress. So I'm not quite ready to delve into more stress, but I know that I'm just going to have to be on track of things. And I've got a new school planner so I can plan my schedule. I can plan out my actual homework, set actual daily goals as far as how I want to attack my homework and get it done for the week. And as long as I stay onto those goals and those plans that I develop weekly for that, it will help keep me on track. But it's been good doing triple B and E. For me, the best benefit is I don't have to think about food. I was really honestly concerned that I would be bored, and we are in week 2, getting ready to start week 3 on Thursday. So we're almost halfway there with the 30 days, and I cannot believe it. I am just absolutely amazed because I don't have to think about food. I have like 4 things I can eat. I can have water. I can have a coffee, 1 coffee experience or 1 tea experience. Makes it pretty easy when you're going to the kitchen. And oftentimes I either cook something ahead, which I haven't done a whole lot of. I've done a little bit of, but honestly, I've been prioritizing just like eggs, and bacon's been really good. Steakums have been really good. Just stuff that I can make quick and doesn't take a whole lot of time, doesn't take a whole lot of thought. So I am enjoying that because it does lessen the stress of trying to figure out what I want to eat, when I want to eat it, all that kind of stuff. I just eat. Now, one struggle I've had the past couple of days is that I'm trying to stick to 2 meals, and I've been doing breakfast and then dinner. And there's quite a gap. There's a gap of about 10 hours in between meals, which is fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. It can be, it's about 10 hours in between from when I eat breakfast to when I eat dinner. And I am trying to eat dinner and be done with dinner before 7 o'clock so that I have plenty of time to eat. And I usually don't eat breakfast before 7 o'clock usually either. It's usually about 7:30, 7:45 that I eat breakfast. So if I'm done before 7 o'clock, I'm still having 12 hours overnight, and I'm still having 10 hours in between each meal during the day. So I have nice chunks of intermittent fasting in there. But because I've been eating in the morning and I've been eating in the evening, I am finding the past couple days that I have been hungry in the afternoon, and not just a little hungry, like really hungry. The first day I was able to get through it. Yesterday, I didn't show it in the vlog as I was at work and I didn't catch the clip, but yesterday I ate breakfast. I had 6 medium eggs, not the same as large eggs. And that was a typical breakfast, and I had like 5 or 6 slices of bacon or whatnot scrambled into it. It's usually a pretty good breakfast, usually keeps me pretty full. It did not yesterday. I had the early shift, so I did eat a little bit earlier in the day, and I'm not kidding, by 11:30, I was hungry and thinking about food. I pulled up the Uber Eats app and was like, what can I find that is meat? Well, we were close to this grab and go type Brazilian steakhouse where I work. I haven't eaten there. I need to try them, but I haven't eaten it. And they had a special like buy one, get one free on thing. So I'm like, oh, they've got some bacon wrapped filet mignon. That's cool. It's in little bites, it's in little pieces. I can handle this. So I pull it up, get ready to order it, look at the price of everything, and went, I am not spending $70 just to be full right now. It's not happening. That's too much money. So I put it away and I like drank some more water, drank some unsalted, unflavored electrolytes, and tried to not think about food. I made it till about 1 o'clock. And I was like, I am starving at this point. Not truly starving, but I was very hungry. And I was like, I cannot stop thinking about food, which means this is the point that I need to eat something. And all my other tips and tricks were not working. And I still had like 3 to 4 hours of work left. I was like, and then I have to go home and make bacon wrapped meatballs. There's no way that I could not eat something. So I grabbed my wallet and we have a little grab and go market. They don't have a lot. Like I could have bought bacon and eggs, but they're not cooked. So I kept to the spirit of the challenge. They had like some charcuterie stuff. They had some salami. It's not technically beef, butter, bacon, or eggs, or even ruminant animal. You could kind of argue that it was a little bit closer to bacon, but that was my only option for something to eat. And I needed something. So I grabbed, and it was just like one of those little packets like from Boar's Head. I think there was like 15 slices of salami in there. And it's super real thin. Not a big portion at all. It was about $6. So one, it fit my budget much better. And two, I at least kept with the spirit of the challenge that it was meat. I didn't get cheese or anything like that. I didn't go off the rails or anything like that. I stuck with the spirit of beef, butter, bacon, egg, the best that I possibly could. So I do think I have some venison bars in my pantry. If I don't, I'm going to order some this week to put in my desk so that if I do get into another situation where breakfast is not enough food and I cannot make it being hungry until I get home, then I will at least have something that is better. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you do get surprised. And I think it's because I added activity back in. Yesterday, I did take off. I am supposed to walk like 6 miles today. I don't think I'm going to get 6. Honestly, I might just give myself the pass and might just reformate. My goal needs to be 6 days a week of walking and 1 day off, and I won't get 100 miles in a month. Because ultimately my goal isn't so much a distance or a walking every day. My goal is to be active most days. So I might just walk the 3 miles today and just call it good, because 3 miles works really well for me, especially when I just go up to the gym. The sidewalk where we normally walk Ghost is still not open, so it's not as fun. Like I can do more miles, but I like to be outside when I do those more miles because I like to enjoy the scenery. I like to take Ghost with me. 4 miles on the treadmill is actually very dull and I can't stand it. So what I do is I just set the treadmill to 3 miles an hour. I walk for an hour and I read a book or listen to a book. Usually I'm reading a book. And at 3 miles an hour, I'm still burning calories. I'm still getting walks in. I'm still getting benefits of walking. But I'm not like walking fast enough to like trip over my own feet if I'm trying to read. It's just a way to distract myself and get that hour done. Because if I'm enjoying the book I'm reading, I'm not even paying attention to the time. And before I know it, the hour is up and I'm done. So it's a strategy that is working really well for me for now. But I am excited because they did open part of the sidewalk that was closed. Now I just got to wait for them to open the other half of the sidewalk, and then Ghost and I can get back out and we can start doing 4 or 5 miles because he needs it too. He's been particularly crazy because he's been cooped up and we haven't gotten out very much recently at all. But he gets fixed this week as of Tuesday. So I'm recording this on Sunday. So actually the day that this releases, he is getting fixed and he will be out of commission for a little bit with some medication and cones. And I'm sure there will be clips in the vlog of him. Matt gets to take him because we have the training and I don't have the time off, but I'm excited for that too. That is how Triple B and E is pretty much going and just a little bit in life. Couple other things. I will update my progress on my weight when we get to the end of the 30 days. It is still trending down. It went up a little bit, but I'm not stressing it. I'm not stressing it at all. It went up the day that I added exercising and squats in. So whatever, it just went up a little bit. Now it's trending back down, but everything is starting to trend down except muscle mass. Muscle mass is starting to go up incrementally tiny amounts, which is what you want. I want to increase my muscle mass, but weight's going down, body fat's going down, body mass is going down, stuff like that. So everything is heading in the direction that it should be heading in. And I'm excited about that. My clothes are starting to feel looser. I'm starting to feel less inflammation. So I am pretty sure that with the ease that I have done for the first 2 weeks of Triple B and E, I think I will be able to accomplish 60 days of Triple B and E. I don't know about 90, but I really am starting to feel like I can tackle that 60 like I want to. We'll see how it goes. I could change after 30 days. In the next week, I could get totally bored and not want to continue. But that's okay. I'm still moving forward. Fun things in life. We are doing a meetup with Central Florida Ketos in May, but we're also doing like a mini meetup on Saturday, and we're going to go have barbecue at Bubbaloo's. So I'm excited about that because one, I could eat it, and I might have a soda that day. But if I have a soda, I won't have coffee and I won't have tea. So I will keep to the spirit of the challenge as of one experience that's not water or unflavored sparkling water. So I've stuck to that really well. I've had my one tea experience or my one coffee experience. I haven't had any soda. It's not an issue for me. I only drink it when I'm out usually anyway. But yeah, so it's going well. So I might do that on Friday. I might give myself a little bit of grace for that. We'll see. I might not. I might just pick a bottle of water and we'll go from there. We'll figure it out. But I am definitely looking forward to having some brisket. So in May, with Central Florida Ketos, May 2nd, if you're interested in joining us and you are in the Central Florida area, go ahead and send me an email through at sarah@sarahsjoyfuljourney.com for more information. I can share about that. Our theme for this spring is going to be weaving friendship. So I have some things planned. Just got to get some other things taken care of, and we have some fun activities that we're going to be doing as well to foster community and increase friendship and things like that. So I hope that if you're in the area, you will join us in May. You do need to RSVP and space is limited. Please RSVP by April 20th because one of the activities we're going to do, we have to have everybody's who's attending name. So if you are coming and it's more than you and you're bringing a spouse or a child or something like that, or a friend or whatever, make sure that we have their name and information as well. Okay, let's go ahead and talk books. I have lots of books going in progress. All right. So I finished my reread of Quicksilver through the audiobook. It was absolutely fantastic. Book 2 comes out in November, and I simply cannot wait for it. The first time I read it pretty quickly, and it was a 5-star read. So the second time through, it's still a 5-star read. So I'm excited about that. I have started listening to Fourth Wing again because, again, Onyx Storm is the 3rd book, and it's coming out in like 2-ish weeks. So I've got to get on to Onyx Storm. I might just listen to a book while I'm up at the gym. Yeah, I might get this edited, go walk 3 miles, and then I might do it again this evening. We'll see. That will depend on how I'm feeling, how things get done, but I do need to get some schoolwork done today too. All right, so last week on the Joyful Life vlog series, I opened this book and I was really, really excited about this book. I did choose to DNF it, and it is not the book's fault. There just happens to be some trauma in there that is very tough for me to wade through, and I couldn't wade through it. So I put me first and put my mental health first and decided that this was not the book for me, although I really am kind of intrigued to see how it turns out. So I will be gifting this to someone at work with the instructions that she has to tell me what happens to them. And she has to give me a synopsis so I know what goes on in the book, because I really want to know, but I can't read it. So it's not worth it. So then I picked another book. I think I put it back here. So I picked a book, and it ended up being a very large book, and I decided that it was not going to be one that would be great for taking to work, which is where I have a lot of my downtime for reading. So I can do some schoolwork, but I also just have downtime for reading. So I pitched that one, and I just opened this one, A Dawn of Onyx. And this is a romantasy, and it's starting out pretty cool. I am all of 8 pages in, so I can tell you absolutely nothing about this book other than it's fantasy and she has magic, because that's all I know about this book so far. But hopefully I'll get some time to read it. It is now, because it's a novel, it is now at the bottom of my list of things that I need to read. So I probably will not get done with this super fast at all. The next book I'm reading, and I haven't even touched in 2 days, and it's probably gonna get sidelined for a little bit, because I have another book that I want to get through much faster. So most of my reading is going to go on to that one. But this is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I am in chapter 4, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm at about 75 pages in, and it's still like in that self-help realm. And I don't know that I've gained a lot of benefits from the book, but the book is well written. The book does, like, what it's serving for me personally is it's showing me how far I've come, because she shares stories of where, you know, like, I was dealing with this and this is how I overcame that. And she calls it her Let Them theory. And I've been working on the same type of things, kind of just without even naming it the Let Them theory. That's kind of how I've been attacking life. As recently, I know that I can't control anybody except me. So if people want to be nasty to them, I still don't always roll with that. But if they want to be nasty or something like that, I just kind of let them to a degree. If you're going to be abusive, I'm shutting you down. But, you know, if someone is frustrated, you know, and yells at me at work, I'm letting it go, things like that. But the other part of her Let Them theory is let me, because she says let them shuts it down, it stops it. But if you keep saying let them and you discard it and you discard people along with it, you're going to find yourself extremely alone, which is not what we should do. So now the second half of her theory is let me take control. What can I do differently in a situation? So it's like, let it go. And then what can I do for me to improve the situation? Is it something, what did I not like about what incident happened, you know, and things like that. So, and it helps to formulate how your thinking is different. And I've already done all of this. So it's nice just to kind of like read it and remind myself like, hey, this is how far you've come. These are things that you really were struggling with. These are some tips and advice. Should I struggle with that again, I have that information. So I am enjoying it. But again, it's probably going to go to the back burner for a little bit because I have a coaching session on Wednesday and school starting again. And this book is 400 pages long, and I want to try to get it done by Tuesday night. And I read some last night. I don't know if I will make my goal because I am in by 37 pages. But I figured if I could get through at least half of it, I will still like feel better. What I like about this book is it is directly relating back to things that I'm learning in my program, things like that. So the theories that he's talking about are theories that I'm learning about. Other psychologists that he's talking about are ones that I'm like really familiar with. And I read stuff by him before. This guy is also mentioned in this book. So it was kind of funny that this is the one that I stumbled on first and grabbed first. But I'm enjoying it, and I think I'm going to learn a lot. And the more that I learn about this subject, the more passionate that I become, and the more that I really want to do this. So I've definitely found my niche, where I want to be, what I want to do with my life. And it is definitely helping people through health coaching and the use psychology and things like that, motivational speaking, all that kind of stuff. So it's fun for me. But I know I said I wasn't going to buy any books. I did not listen to that. And I don't even think I can pick up this whole pile. But I bought some books. Just a few. They still had some sales, and I'm still tempted to go and buy another book. But if I buy another book at this point, it would be more of like a health psychology book. I don't really have room for any other books. I have room for books. I do not have time to add any more to my physical TBR. Unless it's one that's on my list that I want, or it's part of a second in a series, or I get through the one book in the series and I want the next, something like that. But the first book I got is another nonfiction book, and I'm excited to read it. I have no idea when it's going to get accomplished, but I'm glad to have the book. It's called Sisters in Science. So this is about how 4 women physicists escaped Nazi Germany and made scientific history. I am a science girly. Clearly, I have a bachelor's of science. I'm working on a master's of science. And it's women, and it's history, and it deals with Nazi Germany, which, as sad as the subject is, that should have been one of my first clues that I was autistic, because I hyper-focused as a child for several years on Nazi Germany. Just learning the history of it, learning about Hitler, learning about how the Holocaust, specifically the Holocaust, because I just couldn't fathom that somebody could do that to another person. If you really think about it, that's kind of psych is involved in that too. Like, I was really trying to like understand people, and it breaks my heart that happened. Because we should not treat other people like that. So I'm excited to read this because of that. My other area of passion when I was a kid, what I used to love to learn about, my very first one, I was really little, was dinosaurs. That probably should have given it away. I was obsessed with dinosaurs for a while. Went through a horse phase where in middle school, where I was obsessed with horses and could tell you a lot of information about horses. I don't remember how much information I actually retained about that, but I did spend about 1.5 years there trying to convince my parents that I could, that I wanted a horse. And I was trying to buy a horse, and I was trying to figure out how I can have a horse. And we don't own any property or anything like that. So that was fun. I was definitely obsessed with that. And then it was King Henry VIII and the Tudors. I'm still fascinated by King Henry VIII and the Tudors. I will still buy history books from time to time when I feel like, oh, this one looks good, I want to read this one. So it's just funny, but how how, looking back now that I know I was autistic, I could see it in my childhood, and I really just don't understand how it completely got missed, because it was all there. But that's okay. I accept who I am, and I love who I am, and now that I know I just deal with it. Last week, I mentioned that I ordered this book and it hadn't come yet. But this is The Resurrectionist by A.E. Dunlap. And this is it. I'm going to read the back of the book because this is what grabbed me. And I was super interested in this book. May have to pick this one up sooner than later. We'll see how it goes. I do want to try to at least get through the Dawn of Onyx, but we'll see. This is a portrait of a medical student as a young body snatcher. It says, yes, I must insist that at the end of the story, this is not a love story about death. It is perhaps a life story, or even, yes, a love story. It is a story of how I clawed my way from decay, from the crumbling legacy into the modern era of reason and science. It is a story of how I escaped the prison of the archaic superstition to freedom and enlightenment. Is a story of how a rose can blossom even from the bloodiest soil, of how light can grow from shadow and how love can grow from despair. This, dear reader, is the story of my resurrection. It is set in 1800s Scotland in Edinburgh. A medical student who does definitely get into body snatching. It's considered gothic to some degree, and I can't wait to read it. This next book I got, it's a series, but I got it because I really enjoyed the other book that I read, which I don't think I can see it. Oh, yeah, I can. So I really enjoyed Keep Me by Sarah Kate. So since I liked her writing, I knew I wanted to give her a try again. And this is a dark romance. I got praise. It's called The Salacious Players Club. She's too perfect to ignore and too forbidden to be his. So that sounds spicy and steamy and right up my alley. Eventually, I will get to it. But yes, I wanted to try that one, so I grabbed it. When I ordered The Sisters in Science, I noticed that the book that I got last week, is a series. I knew that when I bought it, but they re-released book 2 with a special edition. It's going on my must-buy for the years, just because at this point, I'm committed because I have 2 books, but I saw book 2 with the special edition, with the sprayed edges, and had to get it. So book 3 will be coming soon. I have no idea when I'm going to get around to reading it, but this is Delicate Escape by Catherine Cowles. So I grabbed that one. And while I was looking at that one, I saw this one, which is called Shattered Vows. It says, an arranged marriage for 6 months should be easy, except her new husband can't share what is his, including her. And that is the possessive trope to a degree, depending on how it's done, can be one of my favorites. If it's done well, I like it. I haven't read one that I don't think I've read one that I haven't liked, but that's okay. Yeah. So it sounds pretty good. It says, I've traded my hand in marriage for 6 months to save my city to Sebastian Armanelli, the most powerful man in the city and the hottest one-night stand of my life. My new husband promises to be a gentleman by day and play his part, but in the dark at night, he's commanding, ruthless, and possessive. And I'm starting to feel he can't share what is his, and that now includes me, his lawfully wedded wife. So that right there just grabbed my attention and said, this is a book I definitely want to read. Because again, I am a romance reader at heart. I do like other genres, but I am definitely a romance reader at heart, and I do like them spicy, and I do like them a little dark. But as I just showed you, I do have things that are dark that I cannot read just for my own well-being, and that should be true of anyone who's reading dark romance. If you hit a trigger, don't take care of yourself. Don't read the book. It's just a book. Let me pour some more tea. Then I ordered this one because this one has been all over TikTok for a while now, and I've been intrigued by it, and everybody keeps saying it's really good, so I grabbed it to try at some point. It's book one. It's called The City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, and it's beefy. It's big. How many pages are even in here? 737. It's been a while since I've read a book this beefy and big. It will be a while longer, of course, as well, because I don't have a whole lot of time. And right now, this, with the amount of fun reading time I have, a book this long would make me cry, because I want to read a book that is much shorter, like 300 to 400 pages. So it's long enough to feel good, but I can get through at a reasonable pace. This is like 2 books. I'll get around to it at some point. I have another one of her books. This is Filthy Rich Fae by Genevieve Lee. Let's see if I can grab it. Is it over here? No, I don't know where it went. It might have gotten wrapped up. It might have been one that I got wrapped up. But I have another one of her books, and it was on sale on Amazon, which is where I ordered this one and Praise, because they were on sale. So I went ahead and grabbed them, and it's got pretty spade edges, and it's book one, and well, it's fantasy romance, and I do really enjoy that. So I picked up that one. Where did I get this one? I don't remember where I picked this one up at. Anyway, it sounds very good. It's called The Playboy. So grab a glass of cold water, because her spicy stories are going to set you on fire. And that is by a quote by Monica Murphy. This is book one in the Spade Hotel series. He's a billionaire, which again, I'm a sucker for a billionaire trope. Yes, I know they are stupid and cheesy, but that doesn't mean they're not enjoyable. It says, one look is all it takes. Discover the sizzly, grumpy sunshine. Again, sucker for grumpy sunshine. One night stand romance that has book talk begging for just one more page. It says, so it goes on from there. So yeah, it was just, it hit some of my favorite tropes, grumpy sunshine, all that kind of stuff. So I grabbed it. The next one is another author that pops up on, I think I've read one of her books. I think I read it on Kindle. I don't remember. It was a short, spicy one, if I'm thinking right. But anyway, she comes across on TikTok a lot. This is Sadie Kincaid. This is supposed to be a vampire series. It's called Forged in Blood. And it's a romance, spicy, dark vampires. So I gave it a try. I'm gonna give it a try. Haven't read it yet, of course. I did get some more bookshelves. Matt has to put them up. And then I found a place where I can stick another couple more bookshelves. I just have to measure, and then I will eventually order those. So then I mentioned last week, I think I mentioned last week that I got this. I got one of these ones. Again, it's another beefy one. And the girls at work are obsessed with this series, and people on TikTok are obsessed with this series. I still don't know if it's going to be for me, but I did pick up book 2, The Ritual by Chantel Tessier. This is in the Lord series, and I've heard they are very, very spicy, bordering on smut, but apparently really, really good. So we'll give it a try. Then the next one is that I got was, this is a short one. It's only 300 pages, which is awesome. was recommended by Marianne. So thank you, Marianne. I did get the first book in a series. There's apparently 60 series, and this is by J.D. Robb, who is Nora Roberts. It's called Naked in Death, and it deals with, she's a New York police officer, and one of the things says it's Law and Order SVU in the future. And I went, I love Law and Order SVU. So I'm excited to read this one. So yeah. It's a futuristic, and it's Spence in Death series. So yeah, it's called Romantic Suspense. So I did get book one. If I like it, I'll get the other ones. Since there's 60 of them, I'm going to make sure I like it before I commit myself to it. But I like it enough to commit myself to 60 books. And I don't know if you actually have to read them all in order, but if you don't, I might just grab one from time to time too. So I'm excited about that. All right, I have rambled on quite a bit about just life and books and plans for just 2025, and I'm super excited to get started on a new year and put the last year behind me, because it was tough. And this year, like I said, focusing on attacking my goals and pursuing my goals and transforming my life, basically from top to bottom, both health, mental health, physical health, and career, all of it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will enjoy, and I hope that you will join me. I can't talk today. I hope you will join me on my adventure this year as I put my degree into practice and apply it to myself, but also help you guys along the way. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that every time I sit down and talk about what's going on in my life or share my health journey with you, you will be alerted to it. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so below by shopping with one of the partners that I work with, whether that be Keto Chow or some others, or you can even buy me a coffee. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a wonderful and joyful day. Bye for now.